For the critical asset module, these are some of the high-level functionalities in the system. You can track any type of asset, like I just mentioned. You can log any type of event. And what's pretty neat is we can set up different events for different types of assets. So for example, your hose that we'll talk about today, you'll probably have an annual hose testing event that you want to track. You might also have like an inventory event. So, having the crews check that they have their hose once a year or once every quarter, or whatever frequency you'd like. But for other asset types like hydrants, for example, you'll have different events. So your hydrants, you might have like an annual hydrant test or annual flow test. Your radios, maybe you have like an annual software update. So whatever different events that you want to log and keep track of, we can just build those in the system for you. What's nice is with all your assets, they're all in the system, right? So you can see where they were last located or last logged. So when you're trying to find an asset, you can go in and see where it was last located. You can also assign assets. So like a stick of hose, if you want to assign it to a particular rig or a particular vehicle, you can do that. Or if you want to assign it to a station or to maybe a warehouse, you can do that as well. And then the full history of each asset is tracked. So any event or change that's made to that asset, whether it's an annual hose inspection, an inventory check, a repair, maybe just it gets reassigned to another location or the status changes, all those different events get tracked. And then you can go in for each asset, you see the whole history, and then you can download that if you ever need it. In terms of the checks, obviously today we're kind of focusing on NFPA checks, but any other checks that you want to have completed for your assets, OSHA checks, DOT checks, or just department specific checks that your agency might have, we can build and customize all those for you. And that's unlimited as well. So as many checks, as many checklists as you'd like. Another nice thing about the asset module is you can track expiration dates for all of your assets. So when you're doing your budgeting or your planning, you can go into the system and pull an expiration date report, and it'll really clearly show you all the assets that'll be expired by a particular date. So if you're doing a 3-year budget, you can actually go out 3 years and then pull a report, and it'll show you all the assets that'll be expired within 3 years. So hopefully you can plan for that and prepare in your budgets to kind of phase in the replacement of those items. You can do cost tracking. So if you have items that are kind of constantly broken and needing repaired, you can actually track the cost of it and see the ongoing maintenance costs. So when you have items that I call them lemons, right? The lemons of the group that are always broken, you can see that and then replace them if you need to. And finally, we track the funding source as well. So if you have any grant funded equipment or maybe equipment that was purchased by the city or the county, you can track that so you can easily filter by what assets were purchased from where.